for all the examples we've seen. Him suing Showtime for $300 million, him foreclosing on multiple properties, him losing on investments on multiple properties, him buying a lot of depreciating assets, and him all of a sudden looking to box very much in the year 2026. Floyd losing money Mayweather, as the chatter says, is in dire straits financially.
Because they don't like him. They don't like him because everything that he says is about money. There's nothing else. There's no values. There's no, like the people's champ, like Ali was standing for the same things
right.
The audience was standing for. You know, he doesn't have any of that. It's just money. You know what I'm saying? And that, he knows you don't like him.
Some people will say, you know, he's suing now because of his gambling habits, which was not hidden. It was not a secret. He would post, not Teddy Atlas talking about anything that wasn't out there. He would post some of his tickets, his betting tickets that he bet, and they were large bets. And so some people say, oh yeah, like you said, he was Mayweather, Money Mayweather, and now he's suing because he went through his money, he blew his money, whatever.
Once celebrated as one of the richest men in sports, Floyd Mayweather is now facing a serious downfall. The boxing world is reacting with both anger and disappointment as legal issues begin to close in. He could even face a lawsuit from Manny Pacquiao over his recent comments about their fight.
We are not one of these sick people, and I call them sick, I'm not afraid to say what I feel, that's in their underwear in grandmother's basement or wherever the freak they are, taking pot shot at people because of their misery, because of their misfortune, because they're in a bad place. Shame on you. And shame on the people out there. I know that there's some of them, everyone knows I don't really read that internet unless somebody shows me specifically some stuff, and I saw some of the stuff. I didn't want to see any more, so I told them, don't show me any more. But I saw enough to see what was out there. People taking shots at a great fighter, Mayweather. Probably the same people that were, applauding him and saying how great he was at one point, and now they're taking shots at him like they're almost, like they get pleasure out of seeing.
Reports suggest Mayweather's wealth may be exaggerated, pointing to debts, foreclosures, and leveraged assets like property and his private jet. Creditors are even pursuing him over unpaid jet fuel. On top of that, Floyd stirred controversy by calling the Manny Pacquiao fight an exhibition, despite accepting payment for a professional bout, putting him at risk of breaching contract.
He did an interview, said that it was an exhibition, that these guys didn't have anything to prove, that their legends were already set in stone, and that it would be an exhibition. He wasn't sure if it was going to be at the Sphere. Apparently, that is not true. According to a Boxing Scene article that interviewed Jazz Mathur, the CEO of Manny Pacquiao Promotions, said that, yes, the fight is contracted for the Sphere, booked at the Sphere, scheduled at the Sphere for September 19th. It is booked as a professional fight, not as an exhibition. It was never booked as an exhibition, which makes sense because Netflix got behind it, and I would assume that they would not want an exhibition. We said the other day, I think it was actually yesterday, we said that this fight has to be a real fight and not an exhibition because, one, Netflix is involved, two, Manny Pacquiao wants that get back, and two, also just betting lines. It's a huge aspect of.
On Twitter, Mike Carpenter called out Floyd's comments, saying they contradict Netflix's official announcement. Wade Plemons added that after signing and accepting advance payments for a professional fight, calling it an exhibition looks like an attempt to scam both Netflix and Manny's team. He also referenced a similar situation involving the Logan Paul fight.
Oh, something's completely off because you got one person saying, it's a real fight. You got the promotion saying, this is a real fight. You got Floyd Mayweather saying, no, this is an exhibition. There's two things that are happening here. Either somebody messed up in paperwork or in communication or in some form of getting this fight together, misspoke to one of these guys, or Floyd Mayweather is trying to scam Netflix. That is the only two things that can be possible here. Because we then get the report, as of yesterday, that Floyd Mayweather has already taken a cash advance payment of his purse for the upcoming Manny Pacquiao rematch on Netflix, despite it currently being in jeopardy. I don't even know how that's possible. Who gave him a cash advance before they even got to the fight? I understand like paying some up front to secure the fight, but paying everything?
Teddy Atlas says the situation is sad, explaining that many athletes don't have the right people managing their finances, and believes that's exactly what happened with Floyd Mayweather. Interview 5. Jonah Renitz, a controversial businessman and close associate of Floyd, has been heavily involved in managing his post-boxing ventures. Reports now claim Manny Pacquiao's team is preparing legal action over the Netflix fight. Manny insists it's a real, sanctioned bout, not an exhibition, and says Floyd must honor the contract he signed.
Or sometimes it's lost, whether it was Joe Louis, whether whoever. It never becomes not sad or unfortunate to hear. Never. It's look, you could say it's their responsibility. It is. It is. You got to know what's going on. But there are also sharks in this business, in any business. And sometimes these athletes, I wouldn't even specify fighters. We're talking about fighters. But you hear it in football, but you with it around it. You hear it in basketball. Sometimes these athletes, they don't have the right people around them to look out for them. You know, to properly educate them, to properly advise them. Hey,
Joe Rogan highlights that Floyd Mayweather spent over a decade as boxing's biggest American star. He defeated Manny Pacquiao in 2015 in one of the richest fights ever, showcasing elite defense, speed, and the money-made persona that built his empire.
For sure.
Yes, the contract we signed is a real fight.
Real fight, okay. Yeah, because I know he said...
I want to fight an exhibition.
No exhibition. It's either real fight or nothing.
Yeah, it's a real fight.
Yeah. Is Fear still in Las Vegas?
That's the contract that he signed. I mean.
Okay, so it's still happening then.
Yes, to.
Floyd Mayweather has always flaunted his wealth. Luxury watches, expensive cars, and massive checks as if money meant nothing. But now he has filed a lawsuit against Showtime and former President Steven Espinoza, claiming he's owed $340 million. This situation exposes the gap between his public image and the financial disputes behind the scenes.
It would have been an interesting fight had he fought Pacquiao when he was younger, in his prime. It would have been a very different fight.
Would have been a more interesting fight.
Much more different.
Because any go-forward physical warrior like Pacquiao is going to wear down.
Right, exactly.
And any brilliant counterpuncher like Floyd is going to retain more.
Yeah.
So he did.
Yeah, it would have been much more interesting when they were younger. Also, the fact that Pacquiao fought him with a bum shoulder. That was a disaster, too.
Money talks.
Yeah. I mean, look, I guess he was faced with this thing, legacy, it was the biggest pay-per-view of all time in boxing, correct?
I believe so.
And I think it was like 4 million buys or something crazy like that.
It was huge.
50 Cent says people dislike Floyd because of his obsession with money and constant bragging. However, that hate has actually worked in Floyd's favor, driving pay-per-view sales and turning criticism into massive profits.
18 mil retired. I know some people gonna be like, well, you said I didn't want to say I was active because that's normal. I said I wasn't activated. I knew what I said. So a lot of times I'm like, oh, you didn't say it right. I know I said it right. I knew what I said. I knew what I posted.
I don't really care how much you make, bro. I feel like writing an $18 million check has to feel some sort of weight.
That's crazy. I didn't want to do it. Of course, I'm like, who wants to give up basically 20 million?
You wrote 18,180,000,000.00. Like, bro, that's crazy.
You know, I got huge deals on the table, so I'm always making shake.
What's the biggest thing you got working right now?
I can start this. Come here. So come here. So,
dude, what is it?
This long. Okay. So right here.
That's crazy.
I just keep stuff on.
Yeah, my math don't work like that.
Max Kellerman explains that fighters who overspend and fail to invest wisely often face financial trouble later in life. He says even athletes who earn millions can struggle if they don't manage their money properly, using Floyd as a key example.
So it's okay for you to watch the fight. Don't nobody watch Floyd fight to see how amazing he is. They watch it for the opportunity to see him lose.
Right.
Because they don't like him. They don't like him because everything that he says is about money. There's nothing else. There's no values. There's no, like the people's champ, like Ali was standing for the same things.
Right.
The audience was standing for. You know, he doesn't have any of that. It's just money. You know what I'm saying? And that.
Kellerman further criticizes Floyd's spending habits, pointing to luxury cars, watches, and gambling. He warns that without smart financial planning, even the richest athletes can lose everything over time.
Fights that's coming up. Floyd Mayweather, Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather, Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather. I think the guy's from Greece or something like that. What do you feel about great champions doing these kind of fights as well? Or just these kind of fights that's going on?
You need money.
Damn.
Yeah, you need money. This is the problem with boxing. You think about financial literacy, right? And you talk about like NFL players or NBA players. There's support systems for those dudes. There's nothing like that for fighters. They got to figure it out all themselves. And if you're a fighter, that means you did not have options.
Right.
Yeah. It's not like basketball or football. If you could, like, by the way, football players couldn't play basketball. Or they play basketball. It's a better deal, right? That's if you can, you do. And boxers couldn't do either one of those things, right? They're too small or they got hurt, whatever it is. And so you're dealing with a section.
Wade Plemons reports that Floyd has already received a cash advance for the Pacquiao rematch on Netflix, despite uncertainty around the fight. ESPN and Mike Coppinger confirmed the advance. He claims Floyd has a history of taking money up front while manipulating fight terms to protect his record.
Or kind of structure in place to help them at all. And so what usually happens with almost every fighter who ever lived, not everyone, but most of them, is they wind up going broke at a certain point, right? First of all, taxes, child support, all that kind of stuff, the promoters, this and that, and then just the way you spend your money. Could be bad investments. You could try to do the right thing and wind up with bad investments. You could just spend too much. And the thing is, if you're not the best in the world anymore, but you're one of, let's say, the 50 best in the world at what you do in your weight class, still, hard to tell that dude, you can make $100 million. No, don't do that because you're old.
Right.
Why?
Jason Whitlock discusses rumors about Floyd's finances, including bankruptcy claims and property sales. He criticizes Floyd's lifestyle in Las Vegas, saying it reflects the dangers of prioritizing image over financial responsibility. Now, Floyd's return to the ring may be a result of those choices.
Twitter person reporting this, I think Mike Coppinger also reported the same thing. If this is to be believed, Floyd took a cash advance and then undermined the promotion of his own fight to try to protect his 50-0 record and still make a bag. Floyd has done this for years. He has done this for years, especially after his pro career. When he was doing these exhibitions, he would not show up to things he was obligated to do, take advances. Even the Deji fight, you can ask Deji, I was there. Floyd demanded that they pay him some insane amount of money or he wasn't going to fight Deji while he was at the venue. And they wanted to change gloves and do all this stuff. And I think they actually did it. They paid Floyd to do it. And I've seen this with a bunch of his exhibitions. And obviously we know about the Logan Paul situation, how Floyd shopped his fight to a different company after essentially scamming royalty.
Pauly believes Floyd's controversial statements may actually be a strategy. By creating debate and attention, he keeps people talking, ultimately boosting interest and sales for the fight.